Now, Svetlana Tikhanouskaya has been absent from the media in the last couple of days after some concern at her abrupt departure from Belarus and the nature of some of her initial statements after she left. How did you see the tone of this latest press conference?
Well, there was this infamous video that was released before she left Belarus for Lithuania, in which she called on people to stop protesting. That was clearly recorded under duress. Since then, she has released a number of video statements encouraging the protesters to continue and thanking them for their courage. This was the first time that she actually came out and gave a press conference and met with reporters, and she showed resolution and fighting spirit. Apart from what we heard her say there, she also answered a question saying that she really saw no way back for Belarusians now, though she couldn't say how long this process would take. She said Belarusians could no longer live under the current leadership and could never forgive the current leadership for the appalling police brutality that was seen last week. That's in contrast, I should say, to what her message and that of her colleagues has been consistently to individual police officers and members of the riot police. They have constantly been appealing to them to switch sides and saying that they will be forgiven if they switch sides, but not the regime itself. Aside from that press conference that she gave, Svetlana Tikhanouskaya also released another video today, which was a video appeal to workers. It's really seen as crucial to this protest movement that workers in Belarus is hugely important for the economy and also symbolically important. Factories carry on protesting and carry on striking. She told them that you've become a symbol of the new Belarus and applauded their courage and appealed on them to not give up because, in her words, if you continue to be together, then this regime has no chance.
So indeed, there's determination there from Tikhanouskaya to keep up the fight, but back in Minsk, the regime is just as determined to resist her and her supporters. Gulliver, can you tell us a bit more about the situation on the ground there?
Well, there's been a very concerted effort by the authorities via the directors of the state-owned enterprises where people called for strikes to stop people from striking. And to quite a large extent, it seems that that's been successful. Today, we're reading more reports about workers expressing their solidarity with the protest movement, but not actually knocking off the job. They don't have union structures that can give them reassurance that they're not going to lose their jobs or lose their revenues. Belarusian volunteers and various organizations are scrambling to put together that kind of reassurance. People have been making lots of donations, but pressure on the striking workers by the regime does seem to be having some kind of effect in reducing the number of workers who are on strike. And also, there was criminal cases announced against the members of the Coordination Council for the Transfer of Power that Svetlana Tikhanouskaya put together, bringing together various notables from the world of politics, culture and also business. They've been accused of plotting to usurp power and a criminal case opened against them, and at least two of them were called in for questioning this morning, including one union leader and one member of the campaign council for one of the candidates in the election who ultimately wasn't allowed to run. One of them was already released and said they were just questioned and they gave information, and he's insisted that nothing that they're doing is illegal and he hopes that they won't be arrested. But there is a certain amount of tension and worry in Belarus that members of this council may be arrested. And also the riot police have been back out on the streets. People have still been demonstrating, and there haven't been those kind of brutal breakups of demonstrations that we saw last week, but there have been a few arrests and the police presence does seem to be back there. So although people are still protesting, there's a certain amount of worry that a new crackdown could be on the way.